Zero to Hero and Magical Lord. It looked interesting, so we're gonna play it. So many games, so many live streams, so much fun. Let's have it. I don't know what those are, skids. Second.
See. Let's check it out. I'm 53 and I am single. And the dating pool is pissing me. Like, for real, we need to give each other grace. Men and women. Yeah, we need to give each other grace. But I also feel like a lot of women, a lot of us, we step into our evolution. Like when we evolve as people, we step into that. Like, okay, I don't like that no more. I used to like that, but I don't really rock with that anymore. And understanding what men are going through and this and that, but I think a lot of our men don't evolve with us. They don't recognize when they're evolving. They don't recognize when the things around them are changing. And there are men in this room for this brother here, this one here. Y'all need to teach a class. Like, I'm serious. Like, this is not. I'm saying before I'm 53 and I am single. And the dating pool is pissing me. Like, it's not a joke. It's so serious. I'm really streets. Fed up brags with a triple SC. A boy mom. Got 3 sons. 36,
Exactly.
28, and 25.
Exactly.
Y'all put my black kings like I'm up forever. Like, a man. Has to be. I'm a boy mom, right?
No.
But these men out here, like, they don't know where. I don't even know. I don't even know where. What?
Go back to your
It's
husband.
what is the message now? Why is it not computing? I don't understand. It is so serious. And the thing is, like, you can't, by me being in the age that I am, you can't just like sit and fix it. It's so deep rooted. But I think the beginning is communication and giving
Back
each
into
other grace.
one when you
Us
build
women, we have to
everything
give these men grace. But men also have to understand that we're women beings. We will
Why?
we bought this, but we also can take care of home. We can have a hot meal cooked.
Also,
We can make
no,
sure
you're
your mom
not.
is comfortable
You
and
don't have
be vulnerable
employees.
with us. So we have to give each other grace so that we can move
No.
forward. I think that's a big thing.
No.
53.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is very indicative of the Kendrick G reaction I do. So I think it'd be the same kind of taste. So let's break it down. I'm single. And the dating pool is pissing me. Like, for real, we need to give each other grace. Men and women. Yeah. We need to give each other grace. But I also feel like a lot of women, a lot of us, we step into our evolution. Like when we evolve as people, we step into that. Like, okay, I don't like that no more. I used to like that, but I don't really rock with that no more. And this is the thing, right? I always say this, right? So she's like basically saying like if she liked something before, she don't like it again. But again, I would say this. I'm a true believer that there are consequences to every action you make.
That's right.
Here's a woman that's, she'll say it again, but she's 53 and still single. Well, you are suffering from the consequences of your mistakes.
Yep.
You are suffering from the consequences that you chose poorly in your younger years. So now you're suffering it in your older years. Right? This is the thing, right? You gotta understand. I mean, this is the thing, their so-called evolution. No, it's just this is the thing with women evolving.
Just piss poor choices.
In my all honesty, I think majority of women don't evolve, right? Or they don't get wiser with age. They get worse, right? They don't understand how to deal with men, and they're so set in their ways as time goes on. At 53, I guarantee you, women that I've seen it on, like,
Angie G show and other things, right? And the more time women spend alone, they're more set in their ways. Things are, it's their way or the highway.
That's right.
They don't know how to cooperate with men. They don't know how to please men outside of sex. Okay? They don't. They don't know how to really talk to men. They don't. And that's the thing where it's harder. Especially the older women get, they get harder to deal with. I will always say this, right? Dating for women is easy. It's easy for them to get a man to have sex with, to get in a relationship with, hell, even sometimes to marry with. Okay? But why, when it's so easy for women, are they still single? Right? Why? Because it's easy. I'm telling you. It is easy. Even for this, whether you're old, young, ugly, beautiful, fat, skinny, it's easy. Why? Why is it hard? Why are women still single in their late 80s? One, because they're attracted to terrible men. Right? They want to be with terrible men, or they attract terrible men. Okay? And two, they are hard to deal with. That's the thing. They are hard to deal with. So any man they get with, they can't, even if it's a good man, they can't keep him for long because they're hard to be with. That's the thing. So really, even though dating is easy for women, they are their own problem.
And I understand that what men are going through and this and that, but I feel like a lot of our men don't evolve with us. They don't recognize.
There's no evolving. There is no evolving. Y'all don't know how to stay with a man anymore. Like he said, you know how to attract, but you don't know how to keep. It's not evolving. It's stupidity. The claim that y'all are getting with the times, all this old extra shit. But there's nothing changing. Only thing changing is the material things that the men are putting out in the world. The greediness. There's no thing changing.
Ryoko loses. Round 2, fight!
So what's wrong? If y'all evolve so much, why you can't keep your husband? That's my question. That's just a serious question. If you evolve so much, how come you can't keep your man? It's very easy to keep us.
Ryoko loses.
It's not hard to keep us. The problem is, like I said, once y'all get older, y'all get stuck in y'all ways. If it's not your way, it's the highway. You don't want to compromise. You think we're supposed to kiss your ass. Now you got these women out here, this group of women that thinking that we're supposed to pay all their bills. I'm about to go live.
Ryoko wins. Round 2, fight!
All right. I guess here we go. Here we go. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening to everybody. Today's topic today at 12 is pay all my bills. I'm a grown-ass female, but I'm looking for a grown-ass man to pay all my bills, to take on my debts, to take on all my problems, including my kids. We're supposed to be superheroes. These modern women expect us to be superheroes. We're supposed to just come in, pay all their bills, you know what I'm saying, work 18 billion hours, put the stress and strain on our body, and they're supposed to be, unhappy and not content with it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Nobody ever told them that being an adult comes with bills. It comes with life. If you want an apartment or a house and you want to keep your lights on and your water, you gotta pay bills. If you would like for things to be easier, you have to pay your part on the bills. These are very selfish women. And then the thing is, they have righteous indignation with their selfishness. Well, this is why I'm selfish, because a man is supposed to know, man. You are a helpmate. How is this being a helpmate sitting here sucking up all the resources? If a man has the ability to pay all the bills, are you the woman that can take care of?
Ryoko loses.
No matter how you look at it, you have to do your part. Even if let's just say all the bills are paid, how else are you contributing? And I don't want to hear, well, I'm giving you sex. Screw sex. I don't give a damn about sex. I could have got from many of these other women that are looking for the same man. How else are you contributing to my household? You think I could do that, huh? Well, that's the last one.
Final round, fight!
How are you contributing to my household outside of sex? That is today's topic. Yeah, that's good. You got a box. Okay, so there's the woman around the corner and everybody else. How are you contributing to this household outside of sex? Did your mama teach you that sex is the only thing that you have to bring to your household? And I'm just supposed to magically take care of you because you have a box? This is crazy. That's crazy. Okay, well, I wish somebody would take care of me because I got a box. There's some of the craziest things I've ever heard in life. And I'm supposed to take care of you because you have a vagina. You know, this is how the world works today with these modern women. I'm pretty and I got a vagina. I don't have to do anything. Take care of me. Oh, man. I've never heard such absurdities. And then if you're doing anything else besides paying attention to me, you're not spending time with me. It's how to work.
Ryoko loses.
Everybody wants the Instagram life. Everybody wants to be this stay-at-home wife with this millionaire sucking up resources, not doing a goddamn thing. Being able to go to the club with their friends when they want to. These single bitches out here that's looking for kids. Because that's the purpose of them going to the club. It's not a good time. I don't understand why these women still believe that. You just go to have a good time. Bullshit. Y'all get drunk, y'all feel yourselves, and y'all want to do certain activities in the bed. Cut it out. Please.
Ryoko wins.
Today's women are lazy. They don't want
Final round.
responsibilities.
Fight.
They don't want responsibility. My grandmama and them, they understood responsibility. Hey, this house, you know what I'm saying, don't pay for itself. You got to pay these bills. We're raising a family together. Do your part. Help with these bills. If a man loses a job nowadays, these women ready to hit the door. Oh, you're not doing your job as a man. You're not doing your job as a woman or a wife. It's supposed to be for better or worse.
Ryoko loses.
If I lose my job, something happen, hey, I need you to pick up the slack. It won't be for long. These women are just, like I said, it goes back to money management, not understanding the role of a wife, thinking that Instagram life is social media has got these women's mind all backwards. I got a problem with a man that goes 50-50. Well, you know, instead of going 50, if he wants to go 50-50, I'll just pay all my bills. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be struggling. How the fuck are you struggling? If 50% of your bills have been knocked out, I don't understand this silly, stupid, feminist logic. If somebody would come pay 50% of my bills, so I can save something. Go ahead, girl. Do your motherfucking thing. I'd rather be alone because, you know, when you go half on the bill, I still be struggling. You sound special education. Let's look at the percentage here. You have a person, just because you are of the other gender, that's willing to come in and pay 50% of your bill.
Round 2. Fight.
Also, do a majority of the maintenance work around the house. Also, maintain the car that you have. Also, etc.com. You're complaining because I'm only paying 50% of the bill. Grow up. It's a very selfish mentality. It's very selfish. You supposed to pay all the bills. I'm supposed to BS my money. I'm supposed to work. I'm supposed to be able to put all the strain and wear and tear on my body. And then, you know what I'm saying, if something was to happen to you, you're supposed to cry, fake cry, and you know what I'm saying, and then move on to the next pinch. What in the fuck is going on? I don't understand it. This logic doesn't make sense to me. It makes no kind of sense.
Round 1. Fight.
And I know the men feel me on this one. If you could have a woman come in and was happy to pay 50% of her debts, so we can live together in a household to maintain life, and then we could probably do things. Oh, I could probably save some money so we could do things. Or you could save money so we could do things. So that way, when I do have time off from this fucking job, you know what I'm saying, we can go ahead and take Disneyland trips with you and the kids and all sorts of other things, playing fun activities, date night. But if I have no money in my pocket, how are we doing any of this? And then y'all got the audacity to call him a brokey, but his bills are paid. It's fucked.
Round 2. Fight.
Your mentality is fucked up. You got that dream mentality for fucking social media. Craziest shit I've ever heard. And then, you know, God forgive me, you want to be Christians at the same time. But you don't even want to give you don't want to put in your share. You don't want to pay your 10%. You don't want to pay your tithing towards the house. How's this work? But I'm a Christian woman. I believe. No, ma'am. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says a man is supposed to be a woman's slave.
Final round. Fight.
It says a woman is a man's helpmate. You're supposed to follow the plan. You're supposed to follow the guidance, the leadership. But y'all still have this, like I said, this stupid mentality of if a man can't pay 100% of my bills, I'd rather pay 100% by myself. Well, continue that stupid logic. Please. Continue that stupid logic. And then what it is, I've never seen or never talked to other races, other cultures, other ethnicities, other backgrounds.
Zazie.
And I'm going to get on the internet and spout lies saying, they don't go 50-50. That's the fuck they do. Africans that went 50-50. No Asians that went 50-50. What makes you so special that you don't have to go 50-50 with a man? Especially if, let's say, we're both average. Well, see, women don't want to understand the fact that, hey, we might live an average life. They don't want that. Oh, no, you can't tell a woman we live an average life. And it's okay to live an average life. I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm not in that tax bracket. That's fine. What's wrong with that? We come from grip with it as men. Yeah, you know, even if we do go to college, we're not going to get the job we want because they're giving it to all these women because of fucking DEI. Diversity hires. And then this lie that's going around, men, women are doing better than men. What, 10% are making up 6 figures? 10% of women are making 6 figures? You're doing better than men? Could have sworn that a family, I think, would be on par. So where's the lie if you're doing better than us? I don't understand these lies. And then because of feminism, they believe they own delusions and lies. It's crazy to me.
Zazie wins.
Grown people pay
Final
bills.
round. Fight.
That's just what it is at the end of the day. No matter how you want to cut the pie. If we want to get somewhere in this relationship, you have to pick up your slack. Everybody's not going to be a fucking billionaire making over $300,000 balling out in the club, you know what I'm saying, every week. There are regular people out here that have a regular job and that pay regular bills and live a regular life and are content.
Zazie.
It's this greed, this thirst to have this social media lifestyle. I want to be on a yacht. But you don't want to deal with those rich problems. What Biggie said, more money, more problems. A lot of these women don't want to deal with rich problems. They don't want to deal with Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam wants his freaking money. And if he doesn't get his money, he will goddamn freeze accounts and everything else and send you to jail. The more money you pay, the more you pay in taxes nowadays. There she slammed. How does she keep the phone?
Karloff loses.
Women are immature nowadays.
Round 2, fight.
And they need an enlightenment, or like they said, by 2034, we're all going to be single, no kids, and we're going to be somewhere else. With women that understand what reality is, working together towards a common goal. It doesn't stop because we get in a relationship. Your life may not become a lot easier because we're in a relationship. That's what we work towards. These women think because you get with a man instantly, that goddamn their life is supposed to drastically change. You know what I'm saying? All your bills gonna be magically paid, and because I lay up with him, you know what I'm saying?
Final
Shut up.
round. Fight.
Feminism has lied to y'all so much because you don't understand that they're trying to destroy the nuclear family. But I get no views. I get 0 views, so I'm fine with that. Because the truth nowadays is something that don't want to be heard. They want people to lie to them. You know, got to be about some sex or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just a regular Joe that's gonna just tell it how it is.
Karnov loses.
In order to get anywhere in this world in a relationship, it requires teamwork. Man is not gonna carry all this load anymore. It requires teamwork to make a team.
Fight.
That's just it.
Ryoko loses. Round 2. Fight.
Oh shit.
Ryoko loses. Ryoko. Round 1. Fight. Ryoko loses. Round 2. Fight.
Ow!
Ryoko
I
wins.
just heard today, and it's from Death Story Reborn.
Final
And the
round.
question is, do we
Fight.
have the desire any longer to fight? Yes. For ungold diggeries slots. We don't want to provide for gold digging slots, for Harleys, for community property, for something that everybody else needs. a couple kids, and the baby daddy still has access to it. That's what I want to provide for. Now, we don't want to provide for everyday schlucks.
Ryoko loses. Ryoko. Round one, fight! Ryoko loses. Round two, fight!
Stay with me, tough nigga.
Ryoko wins! Final round, fight!
Malo.
Ryoko loses. Ryoko. Round one, fight! Double German!
Stay with me, tough
Mastorius loses. Round two, fight!
It's a ballet. Niggas already know for the G, I hit the study well. Yeah. Hey, Crucial. I love the judo, bro. So much.
Ryoko
what it look like an ass.
Round one, fight!
Spinning wave. Spinning wave. Overhead kick. Hurricane.
Oh, and keep that on the phone and remember
Spinning wave.
talk about the innocent and talk about myself. Ain't no innocent and talk about
Spinning
the
wave.
games to California big jail. No one is no here big jail. There's nowadays there's no time for her to hit the ground.
Matlock loses.
If she gets hit, she recovers and grabs it.
Round two,
Oh,
fight!
you know what it is to catch the
Spinning
motherfucker. Yeah. So you take Aaron and this motherfucker. I don't know about this. In their mouth. Oh. Yeah.
Hurricane.
Oh.
Spinning wave. Spinning wave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Matlock wins.
I already know what it is. Y'all niggas putting lashes in this motherfucker like
Spinning
Frost.
wave. Spinning wave.
I really just don't know what the fuck is going on. Oh. God. Yeah.
Spinning wave. Spinning wave.
Oh. Yeah.
What happens when your company is 90% women who don't care about the product that they make and just want to be activists? Well, you get Ubisoft. You get Ubisoft.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So today we once again talk about Ubisoft.
Matlock
Now, I think everyone's
wins.
aware of their recent challenges involving Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. However,
Challenges? I think it's just a blatant disaster. There's no challenge there. It's open.
nobody's really heard anything from their development team and what they think about the recent wave of criticism they have been facing for these related titles. Today, we're going to get some insight on what they actually think about this criticism, and it's really bad. Like, let's just be honest, it's really bad. Basically, they dismiss all criticism being launched their way as toxic gamer talk. In fact, their general policy...
The minority. Oh, no gamers don't care about us ruining their games. People don't like Outlaws and Assassin's Creed. Just flawless. A little play con. Let's see how it plays out.
when it comes to criticism,
Matlock
is to
loses.
simply ignore it. So they think they know better than
Round
you, and they are
two,
simply
fight.
not taking criticism for any of their games, including the two big releases for this year. But overall, we know there's a lot of difficulty going on at Ubisoft, and these two games that we've mentioned, Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, are not the only games that have flopped this year. In fact, we recently learned that X-Defiant is struggling. According to the words of Ubisoft themselves, they are very concerned about this game. In fact, they are worried about the low player count of this game currently, and they are worried about things not turning around in time for Season 3 of that game.
It's a
Matlock
season.
loses.
Wow, I didn't even know season 2 was a thing. I didn't even know about that game, to be honest.
Game 2, and what we have discussed, is Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, and things just keep getting worse for Star Wars Outlaws. I think everyone's aware that their sales for this game have been outright abysmal. The game itself is a buggy mess that should have had a lot more time put into it before it was released, and now we're seeing a French video game union taking advantage of the Star Wars Outlaws' failure to call upon Ubisoft employees to strike the company. Yes, they have.
Why? What is the logic behind that? That seems so...
Ryoko loses.
I don't get it.
Several demands that they're launching as a part of this proposed strike seem that they want more remote work privileges and what have you, and also an increase to all salaries to compensate for a drop in living standards in recent years. In fact, they even went further and open up a social.
This is why unions leading the union and, getting all the benefits, because there's only usually a handful of people who get all the benefits and unions are. What? So, Ubisoft is probably going to cut people off because they're not making the downsize and things like that. That's probably going to happen at some point. And good, no will miss these losers. And some kind of union is like, I can see Ubisoft doing poorly right now. Let's unionize. Ask for money while delivering the first product in decades? What? Now that is a strategy.
That will help out whatever goals they're trying to do here. So they're using the situation with Star Wars Outlaws to launch a strike for various other reasons that they want in terms of their rights as employees and their salaries as well. But the other part of this story is, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows. We know how badly this game is going. It's been a difficult spot for Ubisoft really this entire year, and the trailers released for this
puts a smile on the face, doesn't it?
upcoming game have been abysmal. I mean, the Western version of this trailer is getting dislike bombed, but nothing's getting dislike bombed harder than the Ubisoft Japan version of this trailer that has about a 98% dislike ratio. And I saw this tweet, and it's kind of funny. So this person's saying, damn, next year is not going to be fun for the incels. The rest of us are going to be
Man, when incel became a mainstream thing, you don't like ugly women? Must be an incel. Yes, second self. I don't like ugly women. I don't like fat women. I don't even consider them human.
Ryoko loses.
Well, shit. I guess it's on the mod. Well, I'll just continue living my life peacefully.
eating, though, referring to these various releases.
Also, Fable is going to be such a disaster. Fable's going to be Fable's okay. No, but this South of Midnight, Metroid Beyond, well, depends on what they do with that. Ghost of Yote, still haven't looked into it. People were commenting that the main voice actress for the game is a completely off her rocket social justice warrior type of person who's doing crazy stuff. But other than that, I don't know anything about it.
Is for 2025. However, they left out Assassin's Creed Shadows because that game has also been delayed to 2025. And the reason for that is really kind of up in the air. A lot of people believe.
Isn't it pretty well understood at this point that they delayed it because they think that they can salvage it? Like, this is the stupidest goddamn thing ever. They want to delay the game? It's not going to save anything. You need to completely just delete the game and start from scratch, because other than that, nothing's going to save Assassin's Creed Shadows. And even after that, if you make another Assassin's Creed game in Japan or in the East, yeah, people are still probably not going to be very forthcoming, even if you make it good, because you're completely confident at this point.
That this delay was the result of Ubisoft trying to basically dump the controversy. There's so much controversy right now. Maybe they was hoping a couple months will pass and people will forget everything going on with this game and all the bad will that their company has generated surrounding this game, but I don't really think that's going to happen. Plus, it seems like Ubisoft is doing something very stupid every other day, including a recent set of developments we're going to put in this video. From a video that Legendary Drop Space where he talked to some Ubisoft devs. It is really bad. Okay, so they go into many different insights about what's going on with the company, but
yeah, we watched that. But this is what you expect from a company that thinks that Assassin's Creed Shadows is even remotely a good idea. You expect that from companies like that they're completely off the charts. They live in not even a bubble, but a bubble of a bubble of a bubble. That's where the understanding lies. Obviously, toxic positivity
Mizoguchi
content was the one
loses.
that's going to permeate in the company like that.
Round two.
That I think will really shock you is their discussion about criticism that they're facing for their various games. I spoke with a few developers from Ubisoft to shed some light on these issues. I started off by asking how Ubisoft internalizes and discusses general criticism from players and the rest of the industry, whether that's in competitive design, agenda-driven content, or predictable games. They responded saying, at a high level, they rarely talk about it. At a project level, they brush it off as toxic gamer talk. As Asmongold correctly pointed out in a video of his, Ubisoft is filled with toxic positivity that prevents any growth. I then asked what about the Japanese community's backlash over Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's obvious that they haven't done their research, and even the
Toxic positivity might make us
smallest details are going to be noticed by a culture that's as close to Japanese. They responded by saying that the criticisms haven't been talked about, and they've only issued demands that we must engage in discussion on that topic publicly. Meaning everything that we've said up to this point, all the criticism that we've had over the years for Ubisoft games, even that of the industry itself, has fallen on deaf ears. I don't know if it's sad or if it's somewhat, it's somewhat cathartic to have that validated. But that's right. They are dismissing all criticism as either toxic gamer talk and slash or just outright ignoring it as a whole. This is Ubisoft, ladies and gentlemen. No criticism is allowed. Okay? They think they know better than you. The audacity for them to do this in the first place and also admit it. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of very concerning and weird things that studios do in-house, right? What they're thinking, their attitude towards gamers and potential customers, but they don't admit those things. Ubisoft just comes out and admits that they don't care about criticism, and they haven't been listening this whole time. So the mountain of videos and tweets and all these things that are going after Ubisoft over the past year or so have fallen on deaf ears. They don't even care. They're not listening, which is insane. This is Ubisoft, who's desperate right now. Like I've said, don't just think that 2024 has been the only disaster year for Ubisoft. 2023 was also a
individual people are going to be wrong very often. But when masses come together and they're all pointing at one thing, maybe they probably have a point.
Financial disaster for the company. They lost a net of $500 million or so. And now this year they had flop after flop after flop, including Skull and Bones, Star Wars.
I loved Skull and Bones. It was so hilarious. Your pilot crew is 50% women. Bro, after the first voyage, all of those women would already be reduced to nothing because of the eye. Because obviously you're a pirate. What the hell else are you supposed to do? Man the cannons, said the woman. They need like 5 minutes to lift up one cannonball. It would be great.
Wars Outlaws and then the eventual Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is now going to be next year's first flop for Ubisoft. But yeah, that is a terrible look and a very bad time for Ubisoft. I mean, there's no good time to come out and say we don't accept criticism.
I wonder if they're really going to delay the game and try to cut Yusuke out as much as possible. Because even if you cut him out a lot, that's not going to save anything. That's going to still be a problem.
Right now is just about as bad as it gets for the company. However, we're now going to turn to Paul Tassi, who's been in a lot of drama involving Ubisoft.
Jesus, Paul Tassi is recently on an absolute spree trying to go after Star Wars theory. It's kind of hilarious. He blatantly just lies about what's happening. It's pretty funny. He does do Destiny coverage, and that's, as far as I know, pretty good, but the guy's a complete hack.
And this tweet right here is kind of funny, where he says, Asmongold, can you not do a 40-minute video on like 5 total tweets I made about Ubisoft? I am tired. Where Asmongold says it was only 39 minutes. Typical journalist lies. You can see it is, in fact, 39 minutes. We know that like journalists are upset about the failure of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because it really just kind of lines up more with their values and interests. But it's like it's like this, where he's saying it's embarrassing that Ubisoft is hitting their actual crowd, but more stuff
They just don't care about anything. Lose money, that's fine. Do all of these things that no one wants, that's fine. But the message must be clear. The message must come first before everything. He probably thinks Ubisoft is doing the good fight, that they're on the right side of history.
He's not wrong. I mean, they are legitimately rattled at this point. I don't know if they just waited so long to make any sort of a movement here. Maybe they had such a big ego, they never thought they'd find themselves in a situation like this. But you can see what he's responding to, and that is the CEO basically coming out and saying, hey, we make games for entertainment, not for political views or agenda push.
Now, the irony of this tweet is the fact that
Round 2, fight.
the same guy, I think, has made a statement that that we're going to push messaging. And he said that previously. That's the irony. Man, how fast these people stop the lie. And the worst part is, this is such a dumb lie. Because who the hell is going to believe that Assassin's Creed Shadows was made with gaming first in mind? Now, gaming was not second, third, or fourth. Gaming was probably the 10th thing on their mind.
Or anything like that, which is a load of BS, but they are really nervous. And I don't know why it took them so long to start taking people seriously, but they are rattled by all this stuff. That's why they're making these desperate attempts to save face and try to restore some faith in their company. And you would also make this article saying, after Assassin's Creed Shadows delay, Ubisoft acknowledges Outlaw's issues, anti-woke pushback. So in that article, there's a very interesting section where it says this: with the Shadows delay, I've seen some talk in the community about how they're using this time to patch out Yasuke or reduce his role
Yeah, I heard that. This is the one I saw, I thought.
in the game as a result of all this. That's essentially impossible at this point. There is a 3-month delay for a feature-complete game, and you are not going to tear out the entire meat of the story and replace it during that time. That's just not how it works. It will indeed simply be polished, ensuring the game launches with its best foot forward in that department. And
Even if the game is not a buggy mess, which no one
Round 1.
not gonna be at this point, by the way. Like hell, anything is gonna change.
has fewer bugs than Outlaws did. And I sure hope he'll have less bugs than Outlaws, which is an absolute mess. There's infinite compilations of game
The Star Wars Outlaws bugs are hilarious.
footage containing the most ridiculous bugs. You can find those on YouTube all over the place. But anyways, the fact that there was a conversation, and there's an idea floating around out there that Ubisoft could try to turn around this game, which is going to basically edit Yasuke out of the story. The fact that this is a
Cloud
conversation
It's
loses.
so
is
hilarious.
of course it's too late.
Round
They can't
2.
completely remove or even lower the role of Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's just not enough time. But the fact that it's a conversation should really tell you how bad things are for this game and Ubisoft as a result. But overall, another set of terrible looks for Ubisoft. I genuinely think they're panicking at this point. They really don't know what to do. And I think this delay, yes, they're trying to polish it, but at the same time, I think they're trying to duck some of the controversy they're currently in, and they're hoping people will forget about it and they can
People are not gonna forget about it. You can still lay Assassin's Creed Shadows for a year, go completely silent, and the moment you're gonna be once again, Assassin's Creed Shadows, yeah, guys, we're gonna launch, you're gonna get just completely mocked until infinity, probably even more, that you actually had the gall to come back in this. There is no saving Assassin's Creed Shadows, and hopefully Ubisoft is gonna have
Cloud loses.
the first Watch Dogs was complete bait and switch, and after that, the Watch Dogs, well, they were, well, that's
So
very
that
cool and blah, blah, blah.
everything.
Now, Ubisoft's hopeless. That hopefully they completely collapse. I want all these woke lunatics fired and removed and never put in gaming again.
See, I can't
They
bear
can
it.
join Paul Tassi being activist journalists, and there you go. That's kind of the end of the story.
That's
Anyway, that was
crazy.
Simpsons Desu. Have a nice day. Bye. What happens when a big game that is fun, masculine, and sticks to the source material comes out and is a ginormous success as expected? Well, the woke mob and journalists get extremely triggered. That's what happens.
Space Marine 2 has released great reviews and player numbers, and yet IGN and other big media outlets are having a meltdown and have started smear campaigns against the game.
Sunshine
Of
wins.
course they are. How can they allow something as bad as this to procreate, okay? What if other companies start to make games that are fun and not political message panderings and, you know, woke to shove down your throat? That cannot be allowed. They worked so hard to eradicate this, and now their efforts are going to waste.
For that was a comment written by the CEO of Saber Interactive, the company behind the game. In the comments, the Space Marine 2 CEO called out other studios and games for pushing annoying messaging and political agendas onto players. The comment that was made under one of Asmongold's videos on the game received widespread support from gamers. But it was not discovered by journalists that then were triggered by his statements and thus decided to start a witch hunt against the CEO.
Can't say anything good, can't go against the message or even with them. What are you gonna do? We can be destroyed. Let's see how this plays out.
We are both him and
Sunshine loses.
this game. We're gonna cover that as well as started attacking Henry Cavill, refusing to support the concept of people adept as custodians, and refusing
No, the Lord, the absolute order, the Lord being upheld. The tragedy, a modern day tragedy. Yeah, obvious. Remember, every game journalist is a failed political pundit. Always. No exceptions to this rule. All of them are failed political pundits. Look at what Paul Tassi is currently doing and trying to fight against Star Wars theory and what's happening there. Absolutely pathetic. All of them, without exception, are losers and political pundits that failed in their jobs, and now they're forced to do games journalism. They hate themselves, and more importantly, they hate us.
them into the Warhammer Cinematic Universe that he's the producer of. Something that is now causing Amazon to scrap all the Warhammer movies and shows they have been working on, and as a result, fire Henry Cavill from his position as producer of it. Like I said, a lot of crazy stuff that's going down in the Warhammer community. So let's get into it. Starting with the comment that was made by the CEO of Warhammer Space Marine 2 that went on to cause a witch hunt against him.
CEO of Saber Interactive comments on Space Marine 2 reaction video. Which video is this? Is this on one of my videos? Yes. God damn! He actually posted this. Hey man, CEO of Saber here. When we signed a deal to make Space Marines 2, all I wanted was a throwback game. We had the chance to work on something which by its nature was old school. I can't even comprehend many of the current games that we play nowadays. They're too complex and too much of an investment. We worked on Halo back in the day, and
I don't think being complex in an investment is necessarily a bad thing. It's the fact that people over-invest in games, and that's, well, typically actually on the gamers. I have over-invested in games multiple times. And every time I over-invest in a game and then stop playing it, I feel so good about myself that I'm no longer doing it. Because at some point, it just becomes a chore. And complexity in games is not bad. That's why we have different levels of complexity. Sometimes you want to play something that's as easy as clicking one button, aka cookie clicker and whatnot, and sometimes you want to play something harder.
And that game can be distilled down to the simplest of shooting loop, but it was entirely addicting. As somebody who spent 10,000 hours on Halo and Halo 2, and probably only about 1,000 hours on Halo 3, at that point I was already addicted to WoW, I can absolutely fucking agree with this. That's what we wanted to recapture. I hope games like Space Marine 2 and Wukong are the start of a revision to Timeline, where games are simply about fun and immersion. I spent some time as COO at Embracer. Oh boy, Embracer, that's short for Death's Embrace. And I saw games that are made that made me want to cry with their overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. We just want to do some gory kills and get the heart rate up a little. For me, this is what games should be about. Well, I think that's what everybody thinks games should be about, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed.
The only people that disagree are a few people that are activists that are trying to push things, you know? But yeah, this...
And they don't even play the games.
This is nuts. I really fucking appreciate it. Love your videos. Fuck yeah. How about that, guys? Sure enough, there's no reason to. They're not going to come off the top. I think it's just cinematic. I'm fighting for my fucking life here, boys. Get the heart rate up a little.
I love the fact that the Space Marine 2 CEO actually watches the videos about the game to see what the community has to say on it. I wish every gaming studio would do
Final
that.
round.
To be fair, that's not exactly the community, even though everyone knows the game is a success. That's just doing the smart thing and watching the one of the biggest videos on the subject and just saying good things, and then it's a pretty decent tactic. You gotta put that stamp of approval on that one.
Bad. But that happening is sadly a rare occurrence. And what he said has become even more rare nowadays. That his goal was focusing on fun and immersion instead of some overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. Instead, he basically said he decided to go against the norm and make a game that people actually want for people that actually like gaming. To have a CEO that actually knows what people want, because he takes the time to look at what people want, and then has the balls to say stuff like that in public, actually gives me hope for the future. And yeah, it takes balls to say that. Because simply saying that you want to make a fun game without hidden agendas has actually become a hot take in recent years. And something that you can
Yeah, BlackRock is already shuddering a little bit when they hear that.
expect to get backlash for from so-called gaming journalists. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. IGN, PC Gamer, Kotaku, and a bunch of others somehow got really butthurt and triggered over it. And started a witch hunt against the CEO of Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Warhammer 2 CEO drama for speaking in your video. I saw that. IGN posts an article. This is like 17 hours ago. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 developer Saber Interactive won't say whether or not controversial YouTube comment is from its CEO. And
Controversial YouTube comment. Oh my god.
so if you click on the article, they changed.
The fun fact is you can ignore everything that games media actually says and you can still run a completely successful game. They have tried so hard. They went after Helldivers, they went after Baldur's Gate, they went after Hogwarts Legacy, called it, what did they call it? Anti-trans or something? Which made it sell even more probably because we know how this works. And so many different things.
Changed the title of this from controversial to explaining what it actually was.
Context. A few days ago, what was supposedly the CEO of Saber Interactive left a comment on one of our videos.
I hope games like Space Marine 2 and Wukong are the start of a revision to the timeline where games are.
We already saw this. Hello?
Kotaku reporter called this out.
Well, your top really did a number on my hair. Insane. Don't worry, I'll keep your secrets. You have 24 hours to bed another man, or there will be serious consequences. See, Francine. Thank you so much. How did you know my name? Mr. Editor, I have a story the public needs to know.
Talk to my assistant.
Oh, and Francine, I just get vacuuming today. Linda! No wonder she wouldn't cheat on her husband with another man.
Called this out and equaled Saber's CEO to some anti-woke crusader. They were so sure the
If you're not with them, you are the enemy. So, yeah, of course saying you're not woke is the same effective thing as gassing the gays. Because, all of these people are mentally handicapped and completely delusional. Oh, it's a good thing most of them are not going to live 25. So, that's kind of nice.
comment was fake, that they asked Saber about it. Saber then refused to respond, and the smear campaign immediately begun. Then today, the CEO replied to a post about it on LinkedIn.
And the reason why is because it wasn't controversial to anybody. This is a media hack that they do. So they say that it's a controversial comment, then hopefully by a self-fulfilling prophecy, it then becomes controversial, right? But the truth is that this comment had 14,000 likes.
No, not really. They're just blatantly lying. There's actually no real plan here. It's just lying because it works. You lie on the internet, say something that's not true, and there's gonna be some people who just believe it. That's how it works. And the more reach you have, the more lying is allowed.
Everybody was positive about it. Everybody was supportive. There was no controversy.
Journalists actually try to paint the Saber CEO as controversial simply for saying that video games should be about fun. They labeled his comment as controversial in their headlines instead of saying what it actually was that he said. These people are despicable. That's not neutral fact-based journalism anymore. That's just propaganda.
It never was anything but just propaganda. That's the reality of our lives.
PC Gamer was so spiteful, they even gave the shitty Gollum game a better score than Space Marine 2. They gave the game...
Seriously? Gollum, of all things unholy.
That was labeled the worst game of the year, that flopped, and led to the studio behind it closing down, a better score than Space Marine 2, which is a much better game, has much better reviews, and sold over 2 million copies.
I think Gollum and Space Marine should not even be in the same ballpark. It should be illegal.
It's just a couple of days. Say what you want, but this isn't neutral journalism. This is an incredibly biased, politically driven attempt to run the game because they didn't like what the CEO said. What they're engaging in is a smear campaign against the Saber CEO and against Space Marine 2. And what they're attempting now is to get a comment out of Saber confirming whether the CEO actually said that, to then create a negative narrative around him. But Saber doesn't respond, most likely because it actually was the CEO. And as Asmongold correctly explains here, not commenting is actually the smartest thing the company can do at this point.
IGN reached out to...
Oh, god damn it again. Not commenting is not the smartest thing you can do, because not commenting is admission of guilt. If you're not going to comment on that, you are admitting guilt. If you do anything else but say, come out and say, yeah, I fucking said that and I stand by it, you are just bending the knee anyway. Not commenting is fucking stupid. You did nothing wrong. Your views are being trampled upon by people who literally don't care about anything even remotely resembling the truth or the reality. And you're just gonna sit there and not say anything because you're afraid? No. No, that is dumb. You are bending the knee. You are doing exactly what they want. Because they have not answered.
Alright, get out. Go find something to do.
They have shamed you, and you're not responding, which means they are right. And
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
It's the dumbest move ever. Stay your ground and say what needs to be said.
Open.
They did not receive a response. Basically, something happens, and then this comment becomes misrepresented, and then this narrative is created. That narrative then makes the company feel like they have to sit the big.
Thank you for telling us what everyone already knows, Asmongold. Very, very smart. Very smart.
15 million copies. These people are simply no longer the gatekeeper to audiences anymore. You can directly advertise to an audience.
They haven't been the gatekeepers to audiences for, tens of years at this point, since YouTube started popping off and people start doing game reviews. Remember when Let's Plays were a big thing on YouTube? Yeah. Already then, the gaming news was completely out of the water and blown out. Now it's just sitting in, and it's the last death rattle.
They are a vestige of a time that has been gone for over 15 years. So yeah, that's basically it.
It always feels like the people that hate video games the most are gaming journalists. Whenever a fun game comes out that happens to not push some specific political narratives, it ought to...
Well, of course you're a game journalist and you hate games. How else would this absolutely work? Imagine you thought that you're going to be asking questions for the president, not a dictator. Of the president, but an actual president, or you're going to be interviewing CEOs like Elon Musk and shit. But no, you need to write about games now because you're trash. Also, be best
automatically gets targeted by gaming journalists. It happened with Stephanie Blade, it happened with Black Myth, and it's once again happening.
That's not talk. That's not talk. That's not talk. That's not. Frame everything that's dead as misogynist. Okay, chief. Okay. Sit down and official one.
With Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. And what did all these games have in common other than being targeted by journalists? Right. They had a positive reception and did great financially. And Asmongold is right. Journalists don't hold nearly as much power and influence over the industry as they used to. Nowadays,
Everyone
so many
knows
other
that.
sources they
Yes.
can get their information from. And people rather trust gaming YouTubers and streamers than some political activists, aka journalists. And didn't even play the game because
Why would you ever trust a political activist?
and just as curious, they get less.
The name activist implies that they are going to do everything just, put people on their mind and they don't care how they do it.
It's the fact that this gets the most. And this is why honest gaming lots of journalists are selling out. Prices of gamers are getting louder, while journalists are losing governments and trust. Then that's the problem. But this does bring us to the next story of Henry Cavill, including Warhammer Fan. Whereas Cavill probably knows at this point, this is the producer of Anthem, Warhammer Cinematic Universe. He's one of the producer of Warhammer Space Marine, who stated that he's going to get it on launch day. And since the game mentioned Warhammer also currently is on launch, and that's only how we see numbers, we get more stuff.
That seems the biggest number, so the rest kind of don't matter.
But I've never seen the game being positive. And no matter how little the trust is, Henry stating that he's a fan and that he's going to support Saber by buying the launch day. Once again, Henry is a huge gamer and a huge Warhammer fan. Thus, he's a person who is fan of the Warhammer games.
Like that, I don't know, that's really cool. 4 hours a day, yeah, I mean,
Yes. No. Why? No.
yes, it would help to That's a pretty good game.
So yes, and Hollywood spends his free time sitting at home and either playing video games for over 4 hours a day or playing Warhammer Competition. There was no better game for Warhammer Simulated Universe than him. And
I mean, Amazon and like on how we have made that thing slightly combination and then they can just feed a little bit of cash in front of it and he's gonna dance with it. But seemingly that's not exactly happening. And now that is.
in the case, if Amazon wanted to create an accurate Warhammer adaptation, but as it turned out,
Oh, Amazon has enough money to. It ain't gonna follow everything Amazon wants. The wheel of time that was an absolute disaster for all these things. They have saved enough money to just burn it. And that's what they're doing. Because remember, the burn of the new shitty duty just it doesn't do anything unless it does something that's completely
It just automatically just dodges. I don't understand.
So, anything company can just make the new shitty duties provide. For example, Disney, and literally existing only on games with investment capital at this point, they're not making money. They don't care about making money. You know, the Acolyte, now Agatha is out. There's so many things. They just care about virtue signaling. They just care about political messaging. Making money is not an issue for them because they already gave up on that.
that's not what they would like to do at all. Because then, it's easier to radically know how to introduce female customers as soon as possible. production decades ago. So what games don't you brought was a bunch of problems with the fans involved against them. And what fans brought was a bunch of problems as well. Because every fan was one of those fans who were involved against the introduction of because the release and friends of United States Marines. And again, the fan female death fatality. Get a crowd, boy. Like gaming journalists, having the biggest was Texas on itself. Simply looking for the side and the franchise they cared about. Gaming journalists once again showing off their journalistic integrity. It takes them strength to people that make fast calls, but gaming journalists who bring sound and their minds and bigger. And not just this, but the older fans as well. They attack gamers and they want out like gamers, but unfortunately, they are their universe. That's already disgusting. Their universe. John Anders and Cavill don't manage to settle that great difference until December. The whole cinematic universe is gone and cancelled. What is the difference? You just have to think you need an idea of female space. There you go. As we said before, this is like what that is going for. That's the percent to which. I mean, you know, there exists this little sound. I personally like the most. That's why I really pretty much use the bird sisters sound. But it's just those sisters. I don't know, that's sort of what it does with the face. That's the same thing. I'm not too keen on all the names. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of them. But you kind of get the point. Females already exist in this universe, and they do play an actually very important role. One of the Imperial Six Celestine in female. Yeah. But they don't care about that. Because the problem's not with them doing what they do. It's just the fact that everyone else thinks this would be unique. That's pretty much like the job. He's ready to lead the project if it's accurate. He's a huge nightmare and he would rather have no more episodes. Not the journalist that's good. Oh, that's gonna be fun. There, messaging. Anyway, that was nearly on 10 out of 10. Bye.
This was the problem with Double Dragon. They love to chump you. Kick move doesn't come out properly. By the time you've done anything, there's two other people punching you in the back of your skull. Every ad was a boss.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go.
Also say you feel like a punk ass little brother to me. Go ahead and have it, bud. Fuck this party together back there.
Hello.
Baby. Now we know gamers have rejected this company in any game that they've collaborated with, but it seems now that the industry itself is starting to reject Sweet Baby. We're seeing various studios outright denouncing their connections to Sweet Baby, and we're now seeing some former Sweet Baby Inc. employees being black.
Make no mistake, though, these companies, if this didn't happen, they would keep working with them, and they probably are working with them in the shadows to get that sweet, sweet, stupid ESG score. Thank you, Soros, for ruining the world.
From the industry. Now, before we get to those examples, let's see the meat and potatoes of the video. A very wonderful countdown from its employees and meltdown gets it's really defined why people are so turned off by this organization and its employees. So here is the headline. Sweet Baby Inc.
Wow. It's exactly what you would expect from a place like that. Isn't that insane? Makes sense. Everyone who is not on their side is an enemy to be destroyed. Do not pity these people. They would not pity you.
But what they're trying to do is burn the industry to the ground and rebuild it with their own DEI process. So let's take a look at this whole thing. So I'm sure you already saw this public right here. Go to the company of your favorite YouTube channel, Game Devs of Color Expo. And you're
No idea who they are, but I want to be named on a personal level. That's just absolutely also looking at number of views, 666. What do you think? It's not
of a more proper title where the attitude is less earned into the title than a title of content breaking murder. That's what stuff like this show is
exactly just your average normal people with a few skeletons in their closet with dreams, aspirations, and all of this. But if that's most people, then I firmly believe most people are normal. How do you feel about these absolute psycho lunatics who have more mental illnesses than are currently in existence known, fun facts and all that stuff. Get that down.
And God of War Ragnarok, which we'll talk about later. Now, when he probably presentation itself, I will just describe it in getting much of this video in the sense of feeling like everyone's lives from it. So, you get to this slide right here saying, cool, so what am I here? Here's the goals. We want a person stories in Sacred Rome.
Which you cannot make when you make so this is impossible. I don't know if they're delusional or what, but that's never happening. You can't have interesting, unique, aspiring stories in a group where everything is some form of mentally unhinged transgression.
Want to turn the game industry to the ground. Yes, they want to burn it to the ground and then rebuild it from PI infected nonsense. That is the entire goal of Sweet Baby Booster. And that's going to be something like slide talking about what's the point of trying to do with their various goals. Right here, the goal is to stop people who are uncomfortable hearing that not every story is very comfortable. Not whatever uncomfortable. That's not
Best game back in the day was just a quarter though. It didn't matter what you do, they're gonna throw the shit out of you, they're gonna outpunch you. You wake up, they're gonna throw you, powerbomb you. You only have one sort of attack that could push them back. And even if you did, the other one still's gonna throw you.
It's insane. Basically, to a genre where people that are comfortable, and also that you have to prove that space for whiteness, nothing absolutely, is where some of the best stories are told. So basically,
I looked at any of that, typically a story about slavery.
either outright saying that they don't want any sort of whiteness in their story. The good story is told that there's a significant amount of whiteness. How can come? They'll also want to say what their favorite film is, one of their favorite films, movies, saddles, and the reason they like this is because it isn't respectful. It's offensive, but it offends the right because it shows no expense of whiteness. Yes, it is offensive, but it's okay because the target of these offensive jokes in the movie are white people. So, throughout this presentation, there's a lot of talk about Quentin Tarantino. This movie has a big problem with Tarantino calling it Ed saying all these things about his privilege as a white man directing these movies, and that the product of his automated movies is something that reflects a patriarchal, white supremacist society. Who's further to say that Tarantino has not earned the rights to laugh. How do you
Right. Ah.
that one day, all of their works criticized by the business. They literally thought Tarantino basically took any conversation of media.
Disgusting. Also, yeah, this machine Japanese. Now, this is one line. So, yeah, this person just changed their surname, so it was because this is what people would comment on. This is not one even a person of Japanese descent that has never lived in Japan and been to Japan just changed their surname. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's a good gift to the man, I'm not gonna lie.
A couple times in the past week or so,
but then again, I mean, it's a good gift to the man. Won't even sign that nowadays.
Because he is a former one, he worked there until 2023, and he was used in a New York Times article that was defending Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows from criticism stemming from this release. Now, in the article, he says many things to the New York Times. He basically displaces all blame for criticism of Assassin's Creed Shadows onto angry Western gamers. He claims that there are no people in Japan upset about this game. In fact, he goes even further to say,
oh yeah, we heard that. That's hilarious. All the Japanese people upset about this don't exist. That's you get Japan for being too white adjacent.
That a bunch of English-speaking users on the internet were LARPing as Japanese users, trying to stir outrage on that side of social media. Now, of course, that can be easily debunked for a million different reasons, but the easiest one to notice is the Ubisoft Japan trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I showed this about a week ago, and the like-dislike ratio has actually 7% dislikes.
is
Sweet Baby, which I think is very a lot of drama involving that about a year ago, where Japanese users were completely unaware that all this nonsense was